So now we're going to switch over to how to actually do the daily schedule, the weekly schedule. I'm going to jump over the annotated book list for Unit 1 for right now and jump right into Unit 1, the New World, the schedule for it. So the way that this is designed, it's on a 2-day spread, and it has a weekly topic. The Spanish Empire and the New World is the topic for this week, and the unit is the New World. So everything on this page correlates to the Spanish Empire and the New World and falls under the category of the unit, the New World. We have scheduled BiblioPlan on a 3-day-a-week schedule, day 1, day 2, day 3, and you can do that however you want to. And up here in this section right here are all of your history readings. These are the spine readings that I showed you about earlier, that you're picking your spine that you want to use for your students to get that history. This is how those history readings are scheduled. If you're doing Remember the Days with your younger students, we tell you exactly what to read to your students out of the book, out of the chapter, day 1, day 2, day 3. If you're doing the companion, we tell you exactly what to read to your students out of that book. If you're doing Bible readings, and this year we're doing the book of Proverbs, we tell you what to read out of Proverbs. If you wanted to add in the Usborne History Encyclopedia, then we tell you what to read based again on this subject. Again, the same thing for Story of the World and A Child's First Book of American History and History of Us. We are pointing all of these page readings back to this subject. So we're lining up all of your spines so that you're correlating all your readings and you're just covering this subject in different books. Then we get to the literature readings. Down here we have K2, the kindergarten through 2nd grade readers, the 3rd through 5th grade readers, the 5th to 8th grade readers, and the high school readers. And these are the literature books that line up again with this subject or within this unit. So the kindergarten through 2nd readers, Following Isabella and Christopher Columbus, are 2 books that we recommend to follow along that subject. And if you flip back over here to K2, you look over here and you see here's Following Isabella. We tell you what the book is about, who wrote it, what week it comes in, and how many pages it is. And again, here's Christopher Columbus, and it tells you this is week 1, and this corresponds with week 1 down here. So it's pretty easy. And the same thing goes with the 3rd to 5th grade readers. This is week 1 books. There's 2 options, and you're picking and choosing which book or that you want to do for your child, either Following Isabella or Christopher Columbus. Now, when you get to the 3rd, most of the K-2 readers are read in 1 week, and so you can pick a lot of these books because you're going to finish them in 1 week. Once you get up to the 3rd to 5th grade readers, these are mostly chapter books, and so most of them are spread out over 2 to 3 weeks, and so you're not going to do as many of these books. The rule of thumb is to pick out 1 or 2 books in the unit at the beginning, just to start, to go simple. And then if you have a really voracious reader, then you add more books and increase their reading. So that's your literature, and that goes all the way up to high school, and we have scheduled them in, all of the books in, so that you can follow along with their literature readings. And when I did it, I used to take a highlighter and go, okay, this child is going to read this book, and I'd highlight that one, and we're going to follow this line, and I'd highlight that, so that I can see visually what each child is doing and what we're doing as a family. Down here we have missionary readings, and in both early modern and in our modern year, we found all of the missionary books that go along with our series. And so there's not missionaries in the first week, but there's Christopher Columbus in the Heroes series by the YWAM, and so we've scheduled those in. But if there's any missionary books out there, we have scheduled them in the missionary readings, and they come at the end of the annotated book lists for the different grade levels. So here's the options for this unit for the missionary readings. That's your history, that's your literature. History is 3 days a week, and literature, you're not reading at the same time as all of this. You're doing that at a different time during the day as the children take their books and read them. Then you have over on this page more of our hands-on activities. You have a family read aloud. This is what mom or dad reads to the children. There's writing ideas. For the young writer, they're just either doing a verbal or written summary of what they read. There's a grammar stage writing, there's a logic. And for the rhetoric students, their essay writing is actually in their advanced cool history book. Down here we have our products. So we have Hands-On Americas and Oceania. If you wanted to do notebooking, then we tell you what to do this week. If you wanted to do maps, then if you have the Hands-On Maps, then we tell you that you're going to do the 7 continents this week. If you're following our notebooking Giants of the Faith, we're telling you to do this character this week. There's timeline figures, there's coloring book, there's crafts, games, and fun that you can do, and this tells you which ones to do out of our craft book. And then you can use the discussion guide and the question pages. And if you go back over here real quick, you can see that we actually schedule in a lot of these products in the day 1, day 2, day 3. So the children can be coloring in the coloring book on day 1 and doing their notebooking, and they can do the timeline figures on day 2, and they can do their Giants of the Faith notebooking, and they can do their questions and maps on day 3. And I often encourage you to try to consider doing crafts on day 4, even though it's not scheduled that way. So that's all of our history. And then down here we have the optional reading ideas and other resources. So these are all the other things that are out there that we have found that work really well with BiblioPlan. If you're using Veritas cards or classical conversation cards, we tell you which cards match this subject. These are extra books that we have found that might be good, that your children might enjoy. All of the audios that we can find out there, Jim Hodges, Jim Weiss, a whole bunch of other audios. We try to tell you which ones are out there. All the hands-on fun that we can find, the Draw and Write Through series, the Early American History Discovery Kit, those are really fun. And there's a lot of other hands-on options. If there's anything free, we've scheduled it in. And if there's movies, we tell you. And all of this, again, corresponds to the Spanish Empire and the New World. So that's your spread for the week. And again, for all of these optional resources, we describe everything in these pages. So these are the movies. We tell you what it's about. We tell you its rating. These are the videos you can watch. These are the hands-on things you can do. History pockets, draw and write through history, pin it maps, which are really fun. These are audios for this unit. These are extra books for the unit. And these are your free online for the unit. So that is a really quick overview of how to use our family guide.